Hey guys, welcome back. So Niantic has announced the Earth Day 2019 event. So this is gonna be a pretty cool event here, and we're gonna be talking about a couple this event. We're gonna be reading about it all in all, and then we're gonna be talking about a certain raid boss that's going to be making a return for Earth Day if enough people participate in the Earth Day campaign. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So let's read this off. We're excited, trainers. We're excited to announce our second annual Earth Day campaign coming this April. As some of you recall, we celebrated Earth Day last year and made some major impact around the world, with thousands of players lending a hand across 68 events and countless NGOs leading the way. We collected 6.5 tons of garbage, making way for cleaner, healthier communities. Yes, we need to do that more often. So yeah, we got to help our environment, guys, because there's people that are polluting it and making it worse. We got to help make sure that we don't have that. So to say we are proud to say we are proud of all of our players is an understatement. Yep, very true. Not just the Pokemon Go players, but anybody that helps with cleaning up the world there. It deserves a, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word, but it's not coming to mind. But anyways, because of the huge success of last year's Earth Day campaign, we teamed up again with PlayMob, Gaming for Good, engagement platform, and 15 NGOs to host cleanups in communities near you, working to shadow last year's goals. As an organization with millions of players around the world, we see it as part of our responsibility to help ensure things such as ocean pollution and global warming are at the forefront of conversation of action. Many of our partners are not only hosting cleanup events or are engaging in long-term impact projects that seek to make significant positive impact in local communities around the world. They are looking to engage with communities to make a difference over the span of one day and over the long term. By participating in these Earth Day cleanups and learning more about local NGOs, players can have a larger impact on their communities and the health of the planet. Which is pretty cool because then, people that play Pokemon Go, people will actually understand why this game is pretty sweet. And people say that this game is just not up there anymore. That people say that this game is dead, and you know who you are, miss, you know who you are. This game is not dead. Tell that to the 1.5 billion people that still play this game. Tell that to everybody that I know that still plays. Tell that to everybody all around the world. Look to see how many people play this game, and you tell me if this game is dead. Then you tell me. Anyways, let's keep going here. So we're inviting all Niantic players to participate, help battle important issues such as ocean pollution, damaged ecosystems, and unhealthy environments. There you go. So if we get 2,000, okay, here's the best part about it. So if 2,000 players attend and clean up, global rewards will be added. So let's go over those. So we're gonna have an increased appearance of ground type Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna be able to hunt down some shinies that we yet to miss. Like for example, shiny Sandshrew will be one of those big ones, which I still don't have. Ingress, increased probability of getting heat sinks. I'm not sure about that because I don't play that. I might actually pick it up soon. I don't know. If 5,000 players attend this event, then we're going to be having shiny Diglett making an appearance to Pokemon Go. So if we get 5,000 plus players to participate in this, we're going to get shiny Diglett and increase appearances of ground type Pokemon. Now, if 7,000 players attend and clean up, we're going to be getting a lot of stuff here. So let's get into it. So we're going to get two times the Stardust catch and candy for event spawns. So basically during the event, I believe that's going to apply to if you catch the ground types, you're going to get double Stardust and double candy for those spawns. We're going to get Groudon coming back in raids. We're gonna talk about that in just a little bit. But Groudon is going to come back to raids if this happens to be met. And we're going to get shiny. In addition, we're going to have the shiny Diglett coming. And we're going to get my friend Davis saying, wait for April Fool's, lol. And then shiny Diglett, and then increased appearance of ground type Pokemon. So if we reach the 7,000 players number, we're going to get double Stardust when you catch those event spawns. Groudon in raids, which we know for sure Groudon. We already know Groudon's going to be shiny, which we're going to go over that in just a second. And shiny Diglett. So we're going to get shiny Groudon. So for those of you who didn't get a chance to get the shiny Groudon, well, this is your chance. So if we get enough people to attend to clean up, we're going to get those global rewards, and it's going to be pretty sweet. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be the rewards we're going to be getting. So double Stardust is always really good, especially when you can catch those ground types with it. and get the bonus candies, so that'll be pretty useful, especially if we do also happen to get Groudon raids as well. Then that's gonna really help with the candy too. I should know because I wouldn't mind getting a little bit more Groudon candy because I still gotta get my Groudons maxed out. Fun fact. But anyways, um, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take a quick look at Groudon, and then we're gonna look at the Groudon raid guide. So because I have no doubt we're gonna get more than enough people to actually participate in it. So I think we're gonna have a safe assumption that Groudon's gonna be coming back to raids from, it looks like it's gonna be from April 13th to April 28th. So we're gonna have a pretty long period of time. So it's gonna be Groudon. It's gonna actually be right next to Giratina O. So just so you guys are aware. So anyways, let's go ahead and go on Pokemon Go Hub and take a look at Groudon. Alright guys, so here is the mighty Groudon here. Groudon here, a 100% maxes out at 4,115. Attack is 270, defense is 228, stamina is 205. We went over Groudon a little back 2 months ago when we had the Hoenn event, so we pretty much are well aware of what Groudon is going to be capable of, but it's going to be a bit more harder to take down nowadays because of the, well, not really that hard. It's going to take a bit more now to take it down, but I think, I don't know. Oh, we'll see. I was thinking about challenge wise, but anyways, let's go over Groudon. So Groudon here, it's a pure ground type, and it's going to have the weaknesses here being grass, ice, and water, and it's going to be taking 50% less damage from the electric being a ground type, also resisting poison and rock. So yeah, Groudon here is a pretty. It's the best ground type in the game. So let's go ahead and go into Groudon here. So. Move wise, it's gonna get the following moves. It's gonna have Mud Shot and Dragon Tail for the quick moves, and then for charge moves, we're gonna be looking at Solar Beam, Earthquake, and Fire Blast. So, it does have a really good moveset for the ground type aspect, but it's, Earthquake is kind of slow in terms of cooldown wise, but it's not that bad. And Dragon Tail is pretty unique for it personally, so there you go. Groudon is a pretty strong Pokemon for sure. Really strong ground type, really good for those for countering like electric raids, I guess. But in general, Groudon's such a beast. Look at him, he's a monster, honestly. So, and also just to mind you, Groudon is going to be shiny, can be shiny as well, because we had the Hoenn event which featured Groudon, and Groudon was able to, well, we got people, everybody got their shiny Groudons, which was pretty sweet. So yeah. I definitely have some big plans for this one once the chance comes, so stay tuned for that. Well, that's not going to be for a while, but anyways, what we're going to do now, we're going to take a look at the Groudon raid guide, and we're going to go ahead and prepare a little. We're going to go, not fully in detail, but we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about this Pokemon. So this is granted, this is not going to be out until April 13th, if we get enough people to join the cleanup. So, but in case it does, it's always good to prepare, just to get a little fresh reminder about this Pokemon. And we do have a new Pokemon that's actually going to do decently well against this Pokemon as well. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, let's go over to the Groudon raid guide now. I'll see you guys there. Okay, never mind. It looks like GoHub has yet to update the raid boss guide, but once they do update that, I will be sure to make another separate video talking about that. But just so you can get an idea of what Pokemon to use against this Pokemon, we're gonna go ahead and take a look once more at the moves. So as you see here, we're gonna have Mud Shot, Dragon Tail for the fast moves, Solar Beam, Earthquake, Fire Blast. So pretty much, Kyogre is going to be one of your best counters against this Pokemon, being the water type with the Waterfall Hydro Pump. Just have to be wary of the Solar Beam, because Solar Beam will devastate Kyogre. If anything, I think it might even one-hit KO Kyogre from the range there. So Kyogre is going to be aside from that, Kyogre is going to be one of your best choices. An overall good choice that can survive pretty well long against Groudon is going to in fact be Gyarados with Waterfall and Hydro Pump. Gyarados takes 50% less damage from the ground type moves, resists the Fire Blast, and then if I'm not mistaken is neutral to Solar Beam. So Gyarados is going to be one of your best counters just because it can survive longer than Kyogre does. But Kyogre can actually put out a lot more DPS, so that's why Kyogre is definitely not that bad either. So just so you guys are well aware. And then other Pokemon that are decently well against it is going to be, let's say, Pokemon like Mewtwo with Ice Beam is going to be a decent choice. You can also use Mamoswine, but you have I wouldn't recommend Mamoswine because Groudon Mamoswine is going to be weak to two of Groudon's charge, being Fire Blast and Solar Beam. So I wouldn't really recommend Mamoswine. But if it has Earthquake, then Mamoswine would be alright, that scenario. But other than that, I wouldn't recommend Mamoswine because two of Groudon's charge moves will OHKO Mamoswine, being Fire Blast and Solar Beam. So, but, you know, Mamoswine is something there, but I wouldn't recommend it personally. So I take that back. Rayquaza is not bad as a generalist attacker against Groudon because it does take 50% less damage from the Solar Beam and the Earthquake, being Dragon and Flying type, and resist Fire Blast. So Rayquaza is not a bad choice as a generalist, of course, and especially if it's windy too. Then Rayquaza would do decently well in that regards there. And then another Pokemon I can see you using is, you know, Palkia with Hydro Pump, I guess, but it's not the best, but it's something. And then Pokemon like Articuno is not bad either. It does take 50% less damage from the ground moves, being Flying type. It resists Solar Beam, but it is weak to Fire Blast, so do keep that in mind. So, as a matter of fact, we do have some counters right here listed here, so we can go ahead and pull these up here. So here's some probable counters here. So we have Gyarados here with Waterfall, Hydro Pump. I didn't even see that. Wow, I just realized that. But anyways, Gyarados is going to be overall your best choice against Groudon because, like I mentioned, it does take 50% less from the ground type moves and resists Fire Blast and does Solar Beam. So Palkia is not bad either. You have Mewtwo, and these are some of your generalist Pokemon. You have Feraligatr, Kyogre, but it does have some more depths there. Salamence, you have Venusaur. Venusaur and Roserade are both really good. As a matter of fact, Roserade is actually going to be quite better now because with the newly learned Grass Knot, Roserade is going to be able to perform pretty well against Groudon. But you just have to watch out for Fire Blast. Earthquake's going to do a decent amount of damage as well. But Solar Beam, it can definitely survive pretty well a long time too. And then you have Sceptile with the newly learned Frenzy Plant. But that can actually do decently. It's going to actually perform slightly better than Venusaur, but it's going to have more depths. So as you get to see the difference here. It's not that big of a difference, but it can definitely matter in the long run. Swampert is a good choice as well. I wouldn't recommend Mamoswine because, again, if Groudon has Fire Blast or Solar Beam, it's going to OHKO Mamoswine for sure. But you have Breloom, and these are just some of the other alternate counters you can use. I agree with Latios because Latios, while it is neutral to Earthquake, it does resist the Fire Blast and resist Solar Beam. So Latios is not a bad choice either. Glaceon is not in the game yet. Holo is actually a fairly solid choice as well. Being able to, I believe it's neutral to Earthquake. I'm not sure how the damage is calculated there. It resists Fire Blast and takes 50% less from the Solar Beam as well. But we're gonna go into more detail about you know, these counters once we get the update on the raid guide. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of the Earth Day rewards coming soon. I think it's pretty sweet, and once the raid guide has been updated, I'll go ahead and make a separate video talking about that and showcasing that with you guys. So there you go, guys. With that, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, Latios NYC, signing out.